Take a deep breath. Now imagine if your home felt this light and free. No cluttered shelves, no overstuffed closets, no piles of "I'll deal with it later." Just calm, clarity, and space to enjoy the life you've built. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? But let's be honest, decluttering can feel overwhelming. Where do you even begin? Today we're tackling 9 golden rules to help seniors 70+ declutter with ease, so you can breathe easier, live lighter, and enjoy a home that truly serves you. 1. If it's a burden, it's got to go. Let's be honest. Some things in your home feel more like burdens than blessings. That old chair with a wobbly leg that you keep meaning to fix, the boxes of random items collecting dust in the closet, the clothes that don't fit anymore but still hang in your wardrobe because they remind you of a different time. It's not just clutter, it's mental and emotional weight. The truth is, everything in your home should make your life easier, not harder. If something makes you sigh every time you see it, if it's taking up valuable space while giving you nothing in return, it's time to let it go. You don't need to carry guilt over items that no longer serve you. Letting go doesn't mean losing something. It means gaining space, clarity, and peace of mind. Imagine walking into a room where every single thing has a purpose and a place. No more dodging piles, no more digging through drawers, no more feeling suffocated by stuff. A home should be a sanctuary, not a storage unit. It's not about getting rid of everything. It's about keeping only what serves you now. Let go of the things that feel heavy. What you'll be left with is a home that breathes with you, not against you. 2. Start small, win big. Have you ever stood in the middle of a cluttered room, hands on your hips, and thought, where do I even start? That feeling of overwhelm is enough to make anyone want to throw their hands up and walk away. But here's the secret. You don't have to do it all at once. In fact, you shouldn't. Decluttering isn't about tackling the entire house in one weekend. That's a surefire way to burn out before you even begin. Instead, shrink the task down to something so small, so ridiculously doable, that you almost laugh at how easy it is. Start with just one drawer, one shelf, one single item. Give yourself 5 minutes a day. Set a timer if you need to. The goal isn't to sprint, it's to build momentum. And here's the best part, small wins lead to big victories. Clearing out just one little spot will give you a rush of accomplishment. That sense of lightness will inspire you to keep going. Before you know it, those small efforts will snowball into a home that finally feels open, peaceful, and truly yours. So start small, win big, and celebrate every step along the way. 3. Keep only what you use and love. Imagine this. You're standing in your closet, looking at a sweater you haven't worn in years. But for some reason, you just can't let it go. Why? Because maybe someday you'll wear it again? Because it was expensive? Because it reminds you of something, even if that something is long gone? We've all been there. But here's a simple truth. If you don't use it, love it, or need it, why let it take up space? Every item in your home should either serve a purpose or bring you joy. Otherwise, it's just clutter in disguise. The next time you hesitate over an item, ask yourself, does this serve me today? Does it bring me joy? Not, did it bring me joy once upon a time? But right now, if the answer is no, it's okay to let it go. Keeping something out of guilt, habit, or a fear of what if only clutters your space and your mind. Think of it this way. Your home is like a garden. You wouldn't keep a bunch of dead plants in your flower beds just because they once bloomed beautifully, right? You'd clear them out to make space for fresh, thriving greenery. The same goes for your living space. Keep what makes you happy, keep what you use, and let the rest go. What you're left with is a home that's not just filled with stuff, but filled with things that truly matter. 4. Let go of just in case thinking. We've all done it. Held on to things we don't really use because of that little voice in our head saying, but what if I need this someday? That broken toaster collecting dust in the back of a cabinet? The stack of old magazines you swore you'd go through? That fancy dress you haven't worn in years but keep just in case a glamorous event pops up out of nowhere? But here's the truth, just in case rarely ever comes. And even if it does, you'll find a way to handle it. Think about it. How many of those just-in-case items have actually come in handy in the past 5 years, 10 years? Chances are not many. Instead, they sit there taking up valuable space, making your home feel more crowded than it needs to be. And the worst part? Every time you look at them, they remind you of the clutter rather than serving any real purpose. Now imagine your home without that excess weight. Imagine opening a drawer and finding only the things you truly use and love. Imagine a closet where every piece of clothing fits and makes you feel good, instead of being stuffed with outdated outfits you're keeping just in case you suddenly feel like wearing shoulder pads again. Letting go of just-in-case thinking isn't about being reckless, it's about trusting yourself. Trusting that if a need arises, you'll figure it out. Trusting that your life isn't made richer by a pile of forgotten items, but by the freedom that comes when you clear out the unnecessary and make room for what truly matters. Your home should serve you today, not hold on to the weight of what-ifs. So take a deep breath, look around, and ask yourself, am I keeping this out of fear, or do I truly need it? If it's fear, let it go. I promise you won't even miss it. 5. The 1-year test time has a funny way of moving faster than we realize. One day, we set something aside thinking, I might use this soon, and before we know it, a whole year has passed, and that item is still sitting there, untouched and forgotten. Here's a simple rule that never fails. If you haven't used it, worn it, or even thought about it in the last year, you don't need it. It's easy to convince ourselves that certain things are important, but if they were truly essential to our daily lives, wouldn't we have reached for them at least once in the past 12 months? The truth is, most of the things we hold on to out of habit or nostalgia aren't adding value to our lives. They're just taking up space. Think about your closet. How many pieces of clothing are just hanging there, waiting for the right occasion? If an entire year has passed without you wearing that blouse, those shoes, or that jacket, chances are, you're not going to wear them next year either. And if an item has been buried in the back of a drawer, forgotten until now, is it really something you need? The same goes for books you never read, kitchen gadgets you never use, and sentimental trinkets that serve no real purpose, other than making you feel guilty for wanting to let them go. Now here's where the real magic happens. Once you give yourself permission to let go, you gain so much more than just physical space. You gain clarity, you gain ease, you gain the freedom to truly enjoy the things that do matter, instead of feeling overwhelmed by the things that don't. And you don't have to do it all at once. Start with just one item, then another. Before you know it, you'll realize that letting go isn't losing. It's making room for a home that finally feels like yours again. 6. Pass down, donate, or sell. Some things are just things: extra towels, an old blender, a pile of magazines from years ago. Those are easy to let go of. But then there are the items that pull at our hearts, the ones attached to memories, people, and moments we never want to forget. Maybe it's a collection of china that once belonged to your mother, a closet full of your late husband's clothes, or a drawer filled with handwritten letters from decades past. Letting go of things like these can feel impossible, because in many ways, they aren't just objects. They feel like pieces of a life well lived, and that's okay. Some things are meant to stay with us forever, to be touched, held, and cherished. But here's something to think about. If an item is truly special, wouldn't it be even more meaningful in the hands of someone who will love and appreciate it? Imagine your grandmother's wedding ring sitting in a box, tucked away in a drawer, rarely ever seen. Now imagine passing it down to your granddaughter, watching her wear it on her hand, seeing it continue its journey through another generation. The joy, the connection, that's not losing something, that's giving it new life. Or think about that beautiful set of dishes you've been keeping for special occasions, the one that rarely, if ever, gets used. What if you gave it to someone just starting out in life? Someone who would set their table with it every night, appreciating it the way it deserves to be appreciated. What if the cozy quilt your aunt made, now folded and stored away, found its way to someone who would wrap themselves in it every evening, feeling its warmth the way it was meant to be felt. Letting go of sentimental items doesn't mean letting go of the memories. The love, the history, and the meaning will always stay with you. But objects are meant to be used, loved, and shared, not tucked away out of guilt or fear of forgetting. If something truly means something to you, it deserves to have a purpose, not sit in a box collecting dust. There are so many ways to honor an item without hoarding it. You can pass it down to a loved one who will cherish it as much as you do. You can donate it to someone in need, knowing it will bring joy and comfort to another family. You can sell it to someone who genuinely wants it, ensuring it goes to a home where it will be appreciated rather than forgotten. The hardest part of decluttering isn't deciding what stays and what goes. It's trusting that you don't need to hold on to everything to honor your past. The memories live in you, not in the objects, and when you choose to share something meaningful with someone who will love it as much as you have, you're not losing anything, you're simply passing the story forward. 7. Make decluttering a joy, not a chore. Decluttering shouldn't feel like a punishment. It's not a chore to dread or a task to suffer through. It's a gift you give yourself, the gift of space, clarity, and freedom. So why not make the process enjoyable? Put on your favorite music, the kind that lifts your spirit and makes you want to dance around the room. Turn it into a moment of joy rather than obligation. If it feels overwhelming to do alone, invite a friend or family member over. Make it a shared experience, filled with laughter and storytelling. As you sort through old belongings, let yourself take a walk down memory lane. Hold that old photograph, run your fingers over the edges of a well-loved book, smile at a keepsake from years gone by. Reminisce, but don't let nostalgia convince you that every single item deserves to stay. The beauty of memories is that they live in your heart, not in cluttered drawers or overstuffed closets. Freeing up space doesn't erase the past, it makes room for the future. Decluttering isn't just about removing things, it's about creating space for what truly matters. It's about clearing away the excess so your home can breathe, so you can breathe. And when you start to feel that lightness, that ease, you'll realize this isn't about loss, it's about gaining something better, more calm, more clarity, more room to enjoy the life you have right now. 8. Everything needs a home. One of the biggest causes of clutter is when things don't have a clear home. When items are constantly shuffled from one place to another, or worse, left out in the open, because there's nowhere for them to go, it creates a sense of chaos. You've probably experienced it. Mail piling up on the counter, keys disappearing into random pockets of the house, that one drawer filled with odds and ends that don't seem to belong anywhere. The simplest way to maintain an organized home is to make sure everything has a place. When an item has a designated home, tidying up becomes effortless. You don't have to think twice about where something goes, it just naturally finds its way back. But if you find yourself constantly moving something around, unsure of where it belongs, it's time to ask yourself, do I really need this? Because if it doesn't fit into your home logically or easily, chances are it's just adding to the clutter. The best homes are not the ones filled with the most things, but the ones where everything has a purpose and a place. When your belongings are intentional, when you choose what stays because it serves you, you'll find that tidying up no longer feels like a battle. It just happens effortlessly. And that's the kind of ease you deserve. 9. Celebrate your progress. Decluttering isn't just about creating space, it's about reclaiming your home and your peace of mind, and that deserves to be celebrated. Every bag donated, every shelf cleared, every drawer sorted, is a step toward a lighter, freer life. It's proof that you are choosing yourself over the weight of things that no longer serve you. Take a moment to appreciate the space you're creating and the weight you're lifting, physically, mentally, emotionally. A home filled with only the things you truly love and use is a home that feels lighter, warmer, and more inviting. No more feeling suffocated by clutter. No more tripping over piles or stuffing things into closets to deal with later. Just ease, comfort, and joy, in a space that finally reflects the person you are today. This isn't just about getting rid of things, it's about making room for the life you truly want to live. And now it's finally within reach. Decluttering isn't about getting rid of things, it's about making space for the life you love. Which golden rule will you start with today? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear your journey. And remember, small steps lead to big changes. Here, quote, S to a home that feels light, free, and truly yours.